You are not alone right now. There are people around you. People in your building. People on your street. People in your phone. And yet, somewhere deep inside, you know exactly what this video is about. Don't you? We are the most connected generation in human history. More ways to reach each other than ever before. More platforms, more messages, more followers. And yet, a U.S. Surgeon General report declared loneliness a national epidemic. 1 in 3 American adults say they feel chronically lonely. And the loneliest demographic on the planet right now is not the elderly. It is people aged 18 to 34. The most digitally connected humans who have ever lived are the loneliest. That is not a coincidence. That is a signal. And today, your brain is going to explain it to you. Here is what nobody tells you about loneliness. It is not about how many people are around you. It is not about how many followers you have. It is not about how often your phone buzzes. Loneliness is a neurological event, something your brain produces based on ancient wiring that was never designed for the world we live in today. And scientists recently discovered something about what loneliness does inside your brain that completely changed how they understood human pain. I will show you exactly what they found. But first, you need to feel what we are actually talking about. You know that feeling when you're in a room full of people and you still feel completely invisible? Or when you scroll through Instagram and somehow feel worse than you did before you opened it? Or that Sunday evening feeling, that quiet dread, like the week ahead is going to be faced entirely alone? Or when you realize you haven't had a real conversation, not a text, not a reaction, not a like, an actual human conversation, in longer than you want to admit. That feeling has a name. It has a location in your brain, and understanding it changes everything. Here is something your brain has never told you. Loneliness is not a weakness. It is not a flaw. It is not something wrong with you. It is a survival signal. For hundreds of thousands of years, being separated from your group meant one thing: danger. So your brain evolved a powerful alarm system designed to make social disconnection feel urgent, feel painful, feel like something that needed to be fixed immediately. That alarm system is still running, right now, in every one of us. The problem? It was built for a world where the threat was a predator in the dark, not a group chat you were left out of, not a party you weren't invited to, not 400 followers who never actually know your name. Your ancient brain cannot tell the difference, and that is why modern life is breaking something that was never designed to be tested this way. Now, the thing scientists discovered. Researchers at UCLA ran brain scans on people while they experienced 2 very different things. First, physical pain, a small but real physical discomfort. Then, social rejection, being excluded from a group, left out, ignored. The scans were identical. Your brain cannot tell the difference between being physically hurt and being socially excluded. The same region fires, the same intensity, the same neurological distress signal. So, when someone says loneliness is painful, they're not being dramatic, they're being precise. And when chronic loneliness floods your system with cortisol, your body's stress hormone, it creates inflammation. The same inflammation linked to heart disease, to cognitive decline, to a shortened lifespan. This is why researchers say chronic loneliness is as damaging to your body as smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. Not a metaphor, a medical equivalence. If this is landing differently than you expected, if this feels less like a YouTube video and more like something you needed to hear, that's exactly what Pinnacle Mind Metrics is built for. Subscribe, because what comes next is the part that actually matters. So if loneliness is a survival signal, why is it getting worse in the most connected era ever? Because your brain was designed to respond to connection, real connection, eye contact, shared silence, physical presence, the sound of someone's actual voice. These trigger oxytocin, your brain's bonding chemical. They activate your social reward system. They tell your nervous system you are safe, you are not alone, you belong. But here's what social media gives your brain instead. Dopamine without oxytocin. The stimulation of connection without the nourishment of it. Like eating food that looks exactly like food but has no nutritional value. You keep consuming, you keep feeling hungry, and slowly, your brain's ability to find genuine satisfaction in real human connection begins to atrophy. The more you feed the substitute, the louder the real hunger gets. Now you have the answer. Why the most connected generation is the loneliest. It's not connection that's increasing, it's stimulation. And stimulation without genuine human presence does not satisfy the ancient signal. It amplifies it. More scroll, more loneliness, more followers, more isolation, more messages, more silence. Your brain is not broken, it's starving, and it has been trying to tell you, in the only language it knows, that what it needs cannot be delivered through a screen.
So, what does your brain actually need? Here is the neuroscience of reconnection, and it is simpler and more powerful than anything on an app. Number 1, presence over performance. Your brain's oxytocin system responds to presence, not perfectly curated moments and not impressive updates. 1 hour with one real person, with your phone face down, does more for your nervous system than a week of social media engagement. Schedule it like a meeting, because for your brain, it is more important than any meeting. Number 2, the 15-second rule. Research from relationship scientist John Gottman found that meaningful physical connection, like a hug held for 15 seconds or longer, triggers a full oxytocin release. 15 seconds, that is your brain's minimum dose of real connection, and most of us haven't given it or received it in longer than we realize. Number 3, speak it out loud. Loneliness feeds on silence. The moment you say, even to one person, "I have been feeling really disconnected lately," your nervous system begins to regulate. Not because the problem is solved, but because your ancient brain just received the signal it has been waiting for. Someone knows you are here. Number 4, micro-connections count. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman found that brief but genuine interactions, a real conversation with a barista, eye contact with a neighbor, or a genuine exchange with a stranger, activate the same social reward pathways as deeper relationships. You do not need to rebuild your entire social life overnight. You just need to start feeding the signal, one genuine moment at a time. Your brain is neuroplastic. The same plasticity that allowed loneliness to carve its pathways allows connection to rebuild them. Studies show that people who deliberately invest in real human connection, even starting from deep isolation, show measurable changes in neural connectivity within 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Your brain is not waiting for the perfect circumstances, and it is not waiting for the right people. It is waiting for you to answer the signal. In 3 videos, we have covered the forces working against your mind. Dark psychology, manipulating your decisions. Artificial intelligence, quietly restructuring your cognition. And now, modern life severing the deepest need your brain has. But here's what connects all 3. Awareness. The moment you see the mechanism, it loses its power over you. You were wired for connection. You were built for depth. And your brain, no matter how long it has been running on substitute signals, can find its way back. If this trilogy changed something in how you see yourself, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Pinnacle Mind Metrics because we're just getting started. Think deeper, stay connected. See you in the next one.